bringing you Grassroots Matters interviews with our host, Sally from Grassland Nutrition, and special guests and collaborators on the topic of nutrition, and more. All right, let's dive headfirst into this episode.
Hi, Cal. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'd really like to draw out our significance when it comes to adding kelp as the kind of missing ingredient and a link to providing energy as well as immunity. Now, I think it'd be really great to start off with you being one of the co-founders of Grassland Nutrition, for you to just summarize the brilliant background story that is Grassland Nutrition.
Thank you, Sally. Grassland Nutrition was founded in 2016 by the whole family. And we have a lifelong background in nutrition and exercise, and through all that, we got aware that there was a worldwide deficiency in special vitamin B12 and iodine as well. So, well, we thought a bit about that, and so we all our background knowledge, perhaps we could do something about that. So that was the background for that. And we knew that the liver had an abundance of B12. Mm-hmm. So, but we had to found a source of kelp, or iodine as well, and we found that in kelp. So we thought a bit about that, and why not make a combined product? Uh-huh. So it was what we did, and make a long story short, the liver kelp energy formula was born.
And what year was that, Cal?
Pardon?
What year was that? So 2016.
It was in 2016, and of course was a bit more work to do before everything was ready. So, and it has been from our point of view, a huge success, because we probably just hit the target.
Yeah.
And, because it's probably not only B12 and iodine, because from the liver point of view, there's B12 needs some good friends, I call it. B12 need all your B vitamins in the liver, and other minerals too. Mm-hmm. To work for our body to absorb it. And the same with kelp. It's not just the iodine. It's a whole package. If you study about it, you will see iodine needs selenium to work. Yes, but kelp has so many other good things going for it. So it's a whole package, and our our products are based on whole food, nothing added, only water taken out, because that what our body can recognize. No extract and no artificial. So that's it was short beginning, and actually it had to be a superior product.
Mm-hmm.
We were focusing on organic. It had to be organic sourced, and we would have to know exactly where our products are coming from, because that's important.
That's important to the values of Grassland Nutrition, first and foremost, isn't it?
Oh, sure. But nutrition-wise and what goes on in the world and around us, it's so important that you know where you know what you are doing.
Yeah.
And because running in the footstep of somebody else and doing the same, there's no point in that.
Yeah, I agree. So taking the product yourself, you've obviously been the test bed for the liver and kelp energy formula. What have you personally experienced in your own health?
Well, it's looking back, one wonder that it should take that many years before one start to wake up nutrition-wise.
Yeah.
And the liver or the B12, and so we knew it was it would go a long way. And that's I got a background in suffering from migraine for 50 years and so, but that's probably a story for another day. And I believe that B12 definitely contributed to that, because I haven't had a headache now for 9 years. So because you see, from the beginning, I was the guinea pig. So testing out how much iodine to use and liver powder as well, and use it small issues. So at one stage, before we started, I realized that my prostate probably was a bit enlarged, and I looked into all that and realized that the prostate gland got the same receptions as the thyroid gland, and needed iodine.
Yep.
So I looked into further into that, and start to I increased the kelp intake, and those days I'm no trouble.
Yeah, fantastic. No migraines, no prostate issues.
No. And another thing, you can see that little piece here. It had more or less disappeared, but it has grown back when we started to add the kelp.
Yeah, wow, great.
Oh yeah, sure. And I got quite a few examples on friends where the same thing happened.
Yeah, so I was going to come on to what well, that's great. That's 3 huge benefits. Yeah. Thicker hair, skin, nails.
Pardon?
Skin and nails too. Skin condition and nails.
Oh yeah. Oh, my nails. Oh, they're so strong, so unbelievable. They can more or less open a can or whatever.
Okay, you need to come round to my house to open my tins of cat food.
Yeah. No. So.
And I think from others as well, there's been lots of feedback over the years for, you know, how it's made them feel and how it's benefited them individually, because we all have individual bodies and individual challenges. Yeah. And can you talk to me about the products that contain liver and kelp alone, and how much you take a day to make a difference?
Oh, well, it's those days I just use I don't weigh those days, but the liver we recommend 3 grams of the powder, and it equals about 10.5 grams of fresh liver.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's taken over a week or time. So it's quite a good supplement, but if you miss a day or two on, nothing, don't worry, and as long as you are aware that it does make a difference, and the kelp. We on our crunch bags we said 1 gram a day, and it equals to about 400 microgram of iodine, because the government's recommendation is 150 microgram. Right. But I got a lot of questions about that sort of things and studied that as well. And it's probably the bare minimum. But again, it's based on, as I understand, it's based on pure iodine, synthetic iodine.
I see. Yeah.
As ours come, that's a natural product, and it come in the natural whole package, packed with. If you read up, kelp has another 25 vitamins and 92 known minerals and micro minerals. So it's not just it just, you can go to the chemist and have some iodine, and then you go out of the door and say, oh, I should need some selenium as well, I'm told, but it's not. It's a whole package. It's a whole package that make the difference.
Yeah, I understand. And with a whole food, it's natural. Yeah, it's potent. Yeah. What your body doesn't need, it will dispel, I imagine. Yeah.
And you ask for, see for my prostata to get that up and running again. I was on 3 grams of kelp for a while, and that equals around about 1,200 to 1,500 micrograms of iodine.
Yeah.
Again, go back to the government recommendation from 150 microgram, then there's an upper limit on 1100. So yeah, nobody really know what's the upper limit, and it's but taken as a natural product, absolute no problem.
Yeah.
In my point of view, it's all that. It's my own experience, and I'm not claiming anything, but it's my own experience.
Yeah, understand. And I think there's been lots of feedback, hundreds of pieces of feedback from customers over this period of time.
Sure, we people are sleeping better, and a special one review, really good review we got. A fellow who said, now I had tried all different supplements and I'm very skeptical, but this one is the only thing he ever tried. It's working, and he said it's not a quick fix.
Mm-hmm.
Because and he was true, it's not a quick fix. It's all whole food, mm-hmm. And it's not a drug who change your life overnight.
Yeah.
But what he said in that review, he ended up and said, perhaps it's the kelp, because of course he was focused on the liver. He was focused on the liver capsules, and it's coming on the market. Even we were the first to freeze-dry it in Australia. It doesn't matter. There's so much liver on the market now, but as far as I aware, we are still the only one adding the kelp.
Yeah, and that's what I've seen.
And people are getting the benefits for sure.
Well, I can talk about my experience. I'm literally just going to headline it, but I've had lots of IBS and gut issues, and I take the liver and kelp powder every day without fail. The maximum dosage every day, probably a little bit over, and it just helps keep that kind of alkaline, no distension, no bloating, no feeling uncomfortable, no brain fog. It took probably, I don't know, I wouldn't like to put an exact time on it, but probably taking the product for a good, probably 3 weeks to a month, I think, before I started noticing that I just felt a little bit better. I felt a little bit more energetic, and that has become increasingly so. So it's just something that I think, right, have I had my liver and kelp today? It's just something that is a absolute necessity. So that's great. So I've just spoken about the liver and kelp powder, and you can spoon that into eggs, for example, over yogurt, mix it in. You can add it to kind of your savory sauces. You can put it in smoothies. You can have it in shakes. It's really versatile. But if you're not really sure about using the powder, you'd rather take a capsule because you want to take the right amount, then capsules are probably the best place to start. Now, I know that we recommend taking maybe 3 to begin with and then working up, and just getting that kind of natural barometer of where you are and where you start to feel better. So we've got the liver kelp caps. We've got the liver kelp powder, and also Kel mentioned earlier that there's a kelp crunch, and that's a freeze-dried crunch. And Kel, I'd like you to talk to this a little bit more. That is taken from the stem, which is unusual, and again, that's unique in market. It's fantastic on top of salads if you're eating salads, or again yogurt if you take yogurt, but also like on top of everything. And it has like a mild kind of salty taste to it, adds a little bit of a crunch, which you may not otherwise get in your diet, depending on what you're eating. Cal, can you talk about the kelp crunch a little bit, and how that came about, and did that come later?
Yeah, well, I'm always a bit curious, and in how things are processed and that sort of thing, because we only use freeze-dried kelp, and studying the kelp and it's as a dried product. It's very hard for the human body to absorb the nutrition from dried kelp, unless it is milled completely to dust. But I believe we overcome that little hurdle by freeze drying. So if you knew a little bit about what happens when you freeze things and thaw it again, and it opens up for all the nutrition to come out.
Can you just take us through the basics?
Pardon?
Could you take us through the basics of the freeze drying process, just so listeners can understand a little bit more about what's involved and how you get a product that is so much more potent than its natural equivalent out?
Yeah, you see, when you freeze things, what I said is done in with freeze. If you got most people will be familiar with if you just freeze berries or veggies, or meat, and when you thaw it, what happens? The liquid things, it's split, it's run out.
Yeah,
means it don't hold on to all the nutrition. It don't. It's it opens the pores, and it's the same. Yeah, where we come from, with a frozen water pipe. When it freezes, if it's a steel pipe, bang. And when you warm up the house again, what happens? It floods the house if you're not careful. So at least it starts to drip.
Personally.
So
yeah.
So the freeze drying process is, I can't do it in detail, but it's vacuum is used, and bang, water is taken out, and we were left with that crunchy kelp. And I thought, why do we have to mill it? It tasted so good, and it was so crunchy, and just sprinkle a bit on food, and so. And you said before, you can put it into smoothies or use it, whatever. It's I think it's very very inviting.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And we use it. We use it daily on anything.
We do.
Yeah, slight salty, but. Well, so that's come down to all the salt in the ocean. So
yeah, and it's really versatile as well. So I think all of the products, although they're whole food, there's nothing added, they're equally convenient as well. They're all in kind of sealed bags, or they're in capsule containers. So if you're going out into the bush walking, or you're having to fly somewhere and be away from home and your routines all kind of mixed up, at least you know that you're getting your nutrients in, whereby you may not be able to like cook wherever you're staying. You might have to eat out. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can ensure that you're getting your kind of organ meats in, plus the kelp as well, which is that kind of winning formula, particularly on the immunity side of things. Kel, so that brings me on to really my last question, and that is new product development. So the initial range of products have been out for some time now, and there has been, you know, maybe one or two things that have been added to that original range. But I know that there's a new range coming out, and I wonder what you are comfortable with telling us about that, because we're not far away.
Yeah, well, we thought first we are listening to our customers, and customers are asking for product with heart and product with kidney, and put some more different organs into it. So we have listened to that, and but of course we didn't. Yeah, it's all our own creation. So we just don't jump into putting some in because somebody asked for this and that. It had to be meaningful.
Yeah. Fully researched.
So with the new product labels, and so we probably more focus on people's issues. Let people know what. If you got this and that issue, this might be a good idea to try. So that's that's more or less the background. But we try to be up to date with people's health and our own as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
can't wait. Really looking forward to the launch.
Yeah, and of course this time we got both the energy formula and the straight liver in powder as well, as you have mentioned, and all those new ones, of course, they are coming in powder as well, because even capsules are highly promoted. There's still a lot of people don't like to take the capsules, and it is so easy to implement to any food, and powder, and use it with smoothies. And so while I would taking quite a bit of kelp for my prostate thing, and it was actually not the crunch, it was milled, it was powder, and I used it in a smoothie, and my smoothie it was yogurt with a little bit of, perhaps a bit of fruit, but not all the time, and kelp and liver powder, and just put it in the blender, and no, so good. You wouldn't taste it.
Yep.
Otherwise, I think it tastes quite good.
Fantastic. And I suppose that sets you up, or it's a good, maybe I'm going to say treat, but I don't mean to say treat in that sense, because treat generally means like lollies and cakes and whatever. It's a good kind of wholesome something to come back to after you've been running on the beach, because I know that you run on the beach, you hang from trees, you do your you do your strength training. Now, somebody told me, and I shouldn't say, but I thought it was a bit of a cheeky ad, that once upon a time you had a pair of swimming trunks knitted for you.
A pair of
swimming shorts, and they were knitted. Yeah. You had an experience when you were a small boy, when your mother knitted you a pair of swim shorts.
Yeah. And I only used them once.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But it was in the local pool, or whatever you call it, where we come from. There's no pool outside. It was in the inside thing, and I jumped from that 1 meter springboard, and whoops, I had no no swimmers on. So because they just took all the water.
Yeah, I know. I think there is word that elastane's not good for your skin. And so I see where your mother was perhaps coming from, and she was being thrifty. But sorry if I brought that trauma back up for you.
But Sally, those days in my early childhood, just after the Second World War, things were very, very tight.
Yeah.
And my new swim togs, I think they came from my dad's pullover.
Ah.
Yeah, they were sprinkled up, and everything those days, they don't, if not thrown away, it was used at least twice. I've been to what they call where they do the what do you call it? I miss the words in English. You convert old clothing to new clothes for the kids, and
all right,
and a lot of things were going on then. But just come from a different background. Things was a bit scared in my childhood, and we actually to supply the meat, because it was expensive and probably not much available. We had rabbits.
Ah, okay.
So, and I still remember Dad do the butchering and so on. And actually, our experience with liver, I'm grown up with quite a bit of fried liver and heart as well, and not kidney. It was probably not a tradition over there, but heart and liver. It was on the menu quite often. So, and the occasional chicken, it was for a special Sunday meal.
And how often do you eat chicken now?
Oh, never, nearly. No, only if I know where they come from.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
what's your chosen meat?
Pardon?
What's your chosen meat now?
Oh, I like most meat and beef, and I've got a background in beef cattle, and I like the beef and like the lamb, and I like the fish as well.
Yeah.
So,
right.
So yeah, as a kid, I was fishing a lot and catching eels and whatever, and they were all eaten. So
yeah. Oh, okay, great.
So now, but and I never forgot about the liver, and yeah, that's another thing we could come round to another day with where we come from. Liver pad thai was the on everybody's lunch table, breakfast table as well, I think, and because Denmark has the world's largest population of pork, so a lot of going on in that department, and you can buy those liver pad thais in every shop, and but homemade liver pad thai, that's the best, and now we have come full circle, and we can do that liver pad thai with a powder as well.
Right.
So,
and you've got added potency. Yeah, so it's a win-win. And I really like the liver pate is beautiful. It's not like the kind of liver pate that I think we're all really kind of familiar with as a sandwich spread. It's baked. So it's a lot more tasty and fluffy and filling, and you can eat it on its own.
Yeah, no, it's completely different. And you can put veggies and whatever into it, and different curry, or make it all interesting. So, but that's probably for another day.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, I mean, it's another way to utilize the products, and there's a couple of really good recipes on the website, both for the traditional Danish recipe and also the just mixing it up using a bit of kind of curry powder and like you say, the veggies as well, if you would like. Thank you, Kel. I really appreciate your time. It's been really insightful learning more about the kelp and the kind of uniqueness in market, and why you've chosen to kind of launch those products and what it's meant to people. You've spoken about your prostate. You've spoken about the hair regrowth and the migraines, which I think would be a good one to dip back into, because we know, Kel, that you were having migraines on a weekly basis that would take you out for a further 2 days. Yeah. So function wise, that was really hard for you just to manage and feel productive. Yeah.
But looking back, you wonder what life could have been without.
Oh, yeah, quite right.
But it just became normal.
Yeah,
that sort of things. It just become normal, and it's it's not necessary. It's but 3/4 of one's life might have gone before one waked up. So that's.
Well, you woke up and you're thriving now.
Oh yes, sure. I'll be here for a long time.
Well,
you won't get rid of me.
No, we need those products that you're preparing. Thank you, Kel. We'll see you next time, and we'll delve into the migraines a bit more. I think that would be really helpful for people. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Cheers, Kel.
Yeah, see you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Grassroots Matters podcast. If you've enjoyed what you've heard today, please feel free to rate, subscribe, or leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Once again, thanks for joining us, and we hope you'll come back again for the next episode.